Welcome to Vibe Coding Foundations 101. In today's video, we're going to be talking about stateful versus stateless. What do they mean? Why this is important, how the internet works, and how these things are connected. If you're vibe coding an application, it's really important that you understand the concept between stateful and stateless. Don't worry, I got you in this video. No technical knowledge required. This video is part of my series for non-technical entrepreneurs and builders who want to learn vibe coding, specifically on Cloudflare, but honestly, it can work for any provider. It's really just foundational knowledge. It's a prerequisite to my course Building on Cloudflare 101. So if you're non-technical and you're just trying to understand just the basic concept, that's what this course is about. If you're a developer, this is not for you by any single means. I couldn't find any single thing sort of online that could take you from zero. I don't know any single thing about coding. I'm interested in vibe coding to a scalable architecture when I was looking for stuff. So I decided to make something that actually gives you sort of that foundational knowledge. Hopefully it helps you in your journey, and I'm hoping that you actually can give me some feedback. And if you do, share it with other people so that at least they can learn how to vibe code as well. And my mission is to help 1 million people vibe code production grade application. So with that, let's jump right into the course. All right, let's talk about stateful and stateless. So one of the things that you're going to run into is the fact that the internet is stateless. Now, what does that mean? Before we get to stateless, let's talk about stateful. So we've been mentioning multiple times about the fact that if you have a web page, you can serve that down to the user and the user will be able to see content from that website. However, if that user needs to interact with the web page, so let's go with the shopping cart example. There's a cart that the user wants to add items to. So they're going to keep adding all of the things that they want to check out. Something needs to keep memory of the items that you would like to check out. In the physical world, you literally take the items off the shelf and put them in the cart, and the basket, the cart, is the memory. In the digital world, memory is the memory. Does that make sense, right? Like there's memory in your computer that literally has to keep track of those items. Somebody has to keep track of it. And normally that memory is on the server. So when you add an item into your cart, you send back a signal to the web server. The server says, okay, I know exactly which item you want to get from the database to add to your cart. So I'm going to take that item and I'm going to store it in memory. And then when you do that again, it just keeps adding it to memory. So it knows exactly what you need to do in order to check out. And when you check out, then it basically sends that data to the processing servers, etc., etc. So it can do the calculations. Okay, so that is state. The concept of storing whatever interaction that happens on the computer is literally the definition of being stateful. There's a problem with this picture though, because this picture assumes that this computer will always exist to serve your content. Now, if you physically buy a physical server or a virtual server in a data center somewhere, then that might be the case, because you're paying dollars for this actual computer. And so somebody is responsible for making sure the power is going to that computer and a network cable is going to that computer. And then they give you access to it and they say, have at it, do whatever you want with it. However, in the modern world, we don't necessarily rent computers in the same way as we used to do in the olden days. The olden days, I'd literally go buy a computer and physically take it to the data center and ask them to plug it in, and then they would give me an IP so I could connect to that computer, and that was my computer. And they would just maintain sort of the general things of it, but my job was to maintain the software. In the modern world, you could get a virtual computer, but we don't even do that so much. There's still computers that you could buy like VPS from like DigitalOcean or one of these places. But for the most part, we're not talking about that in this particular case. In AWS world, it's an EC2 instance. In Azure world, it's a VM, a virtual machine, right? Google world, it's a cloud computer, whatever. The problem with this concept is you're making the assumption, or we are making the assumption, that the computer will always exist. The problem with that is that when you're dealing with servers at scale, in other words, lots and lots of servers, the servers go down, right? Hard drives break, the computer gets corrupt. As you know, every now and again, your computer kind of goes wonky and you have to restart it. So there's just, things just break. It's just the world that we live in, things break. So when that happens, you can't rely on one computer. You have to rely on more than one computer. It turns out that the internet, aka Cloudflare, Azure, AWS, etc., have your files on multiple computers just for redundancy purposes. Okay, if for nothing else, they have it for redundancy purposes. So they might have your file sitting on this computer, have your file sitting on this computer, and have your file sitting on this computer. Just to be clear, they don't actually do this, but I'm just kind of making a reference of what would happen. What really happens is they actually kind of store the information in storage, and then each computer could get access to it. But we won't get into that in this conversation. Just for this conversation, just pretend like the files are actually being replicated across multiple computers. And then what happens is they have what's called a load balancer that kind of sits here. So whenever you make a request and you say, hey, I would like to get my files, or I would like to access a web page of some sort, they could send you to, let's say for the first request, they might send you to this computer. And then you try to navigate to another computer. And then in the time that you click from, let's say, from the home page to the About Us page or to the Contact Us page, this computer might very well break. The hard drive might have been broken. So when the request comes in, it goes to another computer. They request, and then let's say you send another request in. There's no guarantee that it's going to go back to the same computer. It might go to another computer. So you kind of see the problem here. The question is, how does your website keep up with stored memory? Quick interruption. If you're getting value from this video, can you do me a favor and just click on the subscribe button? That would really mean a lot to me. We're a super small channel, trying to grow, trying to get the word out about vibe coding and Cloudflare. So any subscription would really help the channel out. Also, if you're getting value from it, can you do me a favor and just leave a comment on the video, giving me your feedback, whether it's positive or negative. Tell me what you like, what you don't like. Doesn't matter. I appreciate those feedback. I read every single one of them, and it allows me to sort of improve on the channel. And also, if you want more videos like this and you want to join a like-minded set of people that are also building vibe-coded applications, link is in the bio to my school community. It's dwain.me/school, where you could join a group of like-minded people and we could build something together. So if that's something you're interested in, follow the link. You could also book a one-on-one call with me and we could talk about your project and figure out how to get you from vibe code to profit. So with that, have yourself a wonderful day. Continue watching the video. Let's say that you added something to your cart, right? Let's say you added something to your cart and it was done on this computer. Well, now this computer is broken. How does this computer get access to that information? Right now you would say that, okay, we might have to transfer the data across, which is kind of crazy. So that's the problem. So this, by definition, the computers are stateless, meaning that whenever you get requests from a computer, there's no guarantee that you'll get another request from that same computer. So that's the definition of stateless. It means that your web page can be served from any number of computers at any given time, and we cannot control that. And as a result of that, that puts us in kind of a problem. Well, how do you keep state? Because if I have a shopping cart, I need to kind of keep track of that shopping cart in some shape or fashion. So with that, this would be a classic reason for you to either do one of two things. You could do state in a few ways. You can do state by saying, you know what, because the computers could go down and up, you don't have an option because the computer might go away. So what you could do is you could have your application store state in the database. That's one place that you could store your state, okay? And you could maintain your state there so that it doesn't matter which computer is up or which computer is serving the information from, you will always go back to your database to get state. There's kind of a problem with that. Just to be clear, this has been done. Most people in the olden days, we did this type of stuff before. In the modern world, it's a little slow. So what people have come up with over the years is all kinds of ingenious ways, and I won't go into all those different ways in order to store state. In the Cloudflare world, that is known as durable, D-U-R-A-B-L-E, durable objects, okay? So you could store state in durable objects, or you could store state in KV, key value pair. Both are options that can store state. We won't go into what the real differences are in between, other than they both can store information in real time to keep track of state. And in other videos, where we go into the Cloudflare videos, we're going to go into more in depth about KV and durable objects. But for the most part, for this video here, we just want to make sure that you understand the difference between stateless and stateful, right? So Stateless means that there's literally no state being held on this computer, and just keep in mind that the computer could go down at any given time. Stateful is if you have one computer, and as an example, where you're actually storing the memory on that computer, so therefore every time you send back a request to that computer, you can get the state off of it. And the state just basically means whatever state the application is, which might be, in this particular case, a shopping cart. What is the state of the shopping cart? All right. So hopefully that makes some sense. Hopefully you gotten some value from this, and I'll see you in the next video.